first quarter scoreless. And in honor of task, we got to show you a special teams play, right? Todd Salburn's punt, taken by Risco Parrish at the 26. Parrish moving upfield, on touch. See you later. 74-yard return for the score, and the Bills a 7-0 lead. The Bills running back, Marshawn Lynch, making his debut.
And then, how about the first couple of ticks of the third quarter? 8 yards deep. No way Ellis Hobbs going to run it out. But yes, he does. From 8 yards deep, he does something that's never been done in NFL history. He does go all the way. A kickoff return of 108 yards. Longest touchdown in NFL history is 108. That's the longest kickoff return ever. And here's the big block.
Yeah, great job by Hobbs, but the big blocks by Ben Watson, and it frees him up. David Bowen's in there as well. This is a great job of blocking. Only 2.
You know, Ed Reed is always going to make a play, Mark. Money, baby. And this is where he made his. On the punt return down by 6, let's make it a tie game.
Lane integrity. When you're covering a punt, you got to keep your lanes covered, and they did not do that.
What's the number one rule, Mark? Don't follow the same color, and the Bengals did just that.
Yes. 60 time, but the wind chill is about 68. Second quarter, 7-0. The Bears. Dustin Colquitt to punt, and Devin Hester. He cuts on dimes. You know what he can do? Gets a good block here, 73 yards. Good time to point out, John, that Denmark's country code is 45. We're going to go back and look at the block I mentioned. Jamar Williams, it's huge, and he's after the punter. I think we got the punter taken care of. He's out of bounds. He's okay. He's done. Hester's 7th career return for a touchdown. Bears win 20-10.
Regular season, Gary Kubiak trying to get the Texans 3-0 for the first time, and the Colts, this is the second time they were kicking off after a penalty. A little squibber to Jerome Mathis, and he is gone.
There's just a lot of returns early in the season in special teams. Why is that, Dion? Cover units aren't as good anymore.
Athleticism on the kickoff units. You got to start putting your starters back.
Corbett honored before kickoff against Miami. Dolphins just tied the game at 7. Here comes Leon Washington. Washington gone all the way. 98-yard kickoff return for the score. Jets would go up 14-7. The Meadowlands crowd was a field. 49ers were leading 3-0 until this happened. Allen Rossum. Oh, lots of space to do some damage, and Rossum does just that. 98 yards for the score. Steelers' first kickoff return for a touchdown since 2002 when Antoine Randall pulled it off.
Cover the fumble, 16-0 Raiders. And why not one more for good measure?
Yeah, don't tell me this is going to happen.
Yes, Joshua Cribbs taking it where, Dion?
To the house.
99 yards.
That attempted tackle pass.
Whatever it is, not good. And a punt, and Yamon figures. And it figures that he would go right through Arizona, and he could go all the way. The youngster from Kansas State, 75 yards. It's the Cardinals special teams with a major play early for it. Steve Preston, 5th round pick, Michigan, gone. The first punt return for the Cardinals for a touchdown since 1993, Johnny Bailey. 4 Steelers knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten. Could the Rams do it to the Cowboys? That was Steven Jackson on the sidelines. Here's Dante Hall. Remember, he was Devin Hester before there was Devin Hester? When he did this with the Chiefs, he could go all the way. 12th career combined punter, kickoff, return, touchdown. And how about punter Matt McBriar here?
Well, you got a feel for the punter. You see him walk right through that front line of coverage, but the punter reaches up actually with his left hand to get somebody dropping back. I don't think that Brian Griese saw him. Ball went right between the numbers.
But then the Bears have this. At his own 3, Devin Hester. There's no way he's going to get out of this. He's in trouble. He did the whop. He is, and he's out of there by Hansen, and he makes the cut and could go all the way. Second this year. He had the 6 returns last year. Bears. Brian Griese throwing 52 times for 286 yards. But no, it's not Devin Hester. It's not even former Lion Eddie Drummond. It's Casey Fitzsimmons on the onside kick gone awry. And the Lions, the Detroit Lions, beat the Chicago Bears.
Jacobs to get through.
But it doesn't last long, the Giants' euphoria. Leon Washington up the middle, and I don't think that Lawrence Tynes is going to get him. He could go all the way. Leon Washington, Jets get a defensive, they get his special team.
Edwin McCain has a song called Solitude. That was Tony Romo on the sideline. Third quarter, Terrence McGee, this is sick nasty. My 12-year-old daughter tells me sick nasty is a thing, or sig nasty after Miss Siglin Paglia. Anyway, 5th career kickoff return for a touchdown for Terrence McGee. A $1.03 yardage-wise. Bills go up 24-13.
First half, lead it 14-7. Brian Longwell, hero last week. Bang! Field goal block. Chris Canty. Pat Watkins picks it up. Dallas hadn't done this since Landry was the coach in 1983. Gone! And just like that, the Cowboys lead at 21-14 as Wade Phillips' crew blocks a field goal.
And watch the effort here by Canty up the middle of the field. It's not usual that you see a guy get 3.
Miami cuts the lead 14-7, but just when you think we might have a game.
They have special teams too, Dion.
You mean to tell me they have an offense, a defense, and special team?
Willie Andrews, 77 yards for the score, and New England back on top by 2 touchdowns.
Football.
Raise the roof.
That's what he was doing. Nate Burleson had a couple punt returns in his career for touchdowns, the longest being 91. Here he goes, racing. 91, first kickoff return for a touchdown. That started the second half and helped put away the Rams, who are now 0-7.
Off after kicking a field goal to take the lead 10-7. Remember we told you there were 3 100-yard returns for touchdowns?
Another one.
Untouched. Untouched.
Len Holtz.
Great blocking on this play.
How many times have we seen this season?
22 times.
I knew you knew that, Steve.
Many resources. You're viable to do anything.
They missed the extra point, and Cleveland will be chasing those points the rest of the afternoon, and now they're chasing Nate Burleson, who survives the initial rush on the punt and takes it 94 yards for the score, and the Seahawks go up 21-6, seemingly in control. What was that? Attempt a last-second, half-ending 59-yard field goal, and it's up, and it is just short, and Antonio Cromartie's back there.
No, he did.
And he barely stays in bounds and takes it out.
No, he didn't.
And Deion Sanders, he's not only gone,
No, he
but he's going to do what you want.
Hold it up. Now dance if you want to impress me.
You're a bad influence on these guys.
I love it.
What a play, as Brad Childress is livid, because watch him just pick it up out of the air.
Great catch, first and foremost. Now, this is a planned play. The play is set. He stays in bounds. He's going to take his time to get his wall set.
17-10, but with 12 seconds left in the first quarter, more than enough time to shoehorn in one more score from Pocket Hercules.
What's the quickest way to get home?
Straight line.
Straight to the house.
From point A to B, Maurice Jones-Drew 100-yard kickoff
Great
return.
blocking. And look at you know what? Automatically, he's in.
The opening kickoff of the game belonged to a guy named Leon, and little Leon's getting larger.
Not again. Is this the third time this season with this guy?
It is Steve Mariucci, 86 yards.
Washington on Washington?
In New Jersey for New York. Very confusing.
There you go.
Now, Willie Parker has Tony Parker on his team. Who knew that? But the ensuing kickoff initially looks disastrous for Josh Cribbs, but he picks it up and takes this one to the crib.
Here he goes.
All the way, 100-yard touchdown return for Josh Cribbs. When you thought he botched it, he turns it into gold, and you can see
And in bounds, when you fumble a kickoff like that, the defenders, they all migrate to one area. And it's
the opening kickoff of the game, and Darren Sproles, their own little pocket Hercules in Southern California. 89-yard touchdown for the former Kansas State speedster. Chargers up 7-0.
Nice way to open the football.
Colts next drive, 7th play. The Chargers would go 3 and out. I mean, the Colts now punting, leading 10-0. And it's Sproles on the punt return now. Kick return and a punt return for a touchdown. First guy to do it since the X-Man, Dante Hall. And two mix in the AFC, certainly in division, they need to come back. And boom, they get the big blocked punt from D.D. Dorsey. And the Bengals are now down by 1. Momentum is wearing a pumpkin shirt. However, on the next since born, here's John Casey with a pooch punt later on. When Tremont Williams is back there, oh, very shifty to be back there on a pooch punt just in case. And just in case there is a pooch punt, he could take it to the house, 94 yards.
His old man is about to knock him down. Get out of the way.
He's got some people in there. 7-0 Packers. Just like that on a pooch punt return for a touchdown. 12th different starter for the Miami Dolphins since Dan Marino's retirement. Here's Ted Ginn Jr. making some plays in a scoreless game, taking a punt to the house.
You never block the first guy, leave him alone. That's up to the punt returner. Make the first guy miss. Everybody's in their lanes. Now you pop that seam, nothing but daylight ahead.
First and is able to find another receiver. He's very good.
Put the Broncos up 7-0. Still in the first, Glenn Martinez. This guy was on the Lions practice squad a year ago, a first-year player, and he's gone 80 yards. Broncos getting production from just about everywhere. What's up with the return games this year, Coach?
One off. Broncos lead now 13-6 third quarter. First half, Devin Hester really didn't get the ball. Second half, another story. Gets the ball, makes a move, gets a block, and then watch this at the 30. Whoop! Over the Bronco. 75 yards. Hester's done it again. More. Gonna get the next kickoff. Devin Hester. Little wall. Hardly needs it. Bounces inside. And he's gone. Could go all the way. 10 kick returns regular season. More on that in a moment. 88 yards. 9-0 St. Louis. Josh Wilson cuts off Nate Burleson. And the youngster says, look at me. The kicker, no shot. Now watch the moves right here at the 25. What? Between 3 Rams, gone. 89 yards. Another special team touchdown on the day, and the Seahawks on the board.
Yeah, he tried to hand the ball to Nate Burleson. Couldn't give it to him clean right away. Says, I'll take it myself.
14-3.
Yeah, and you know, you just watch him run the football and enjoy what he does.
This is Andre Allison, 5th-round pick from
East Carolina.
And he's playing for Troy Williamson, and boy, is he playing. He could go all the way. Lance Rensel had the longest kick.
So we already were in the second, so we're still in it. Shane Leckler. No one had ever returned a punt for a touchdown off him. That's off memory. But here comes Will Blackman. You got to kick away from Will Blackman. He also returned a fumble for a touchdown this game. Only 4 guys in league history have done that in one game. But did he score on this play? Steve, did he? Well, let's look. The replay shows. No. Yeah, he's out. Raiders should have challenged it, but they probably figured the final score would be 38-7, so why bother? He's in 7. Bucs kickoff start the second half. Still 14-7 Texans. Andre Davis waiting for blocks. It's like electric football. Guys falling all over the place. He's down the sidelines, 97 yards on in. Texans go out 21-7. Now it's 21-14. Not now, but pretty soon.
Many options in the pros, Tom. 10-0 Patriots. Chris Hansen punting. Blocked by David Bowens. Rumbling, mumbling, stumbling. The hat trick. He does it all. Special teams Jets get him to within 10-7.
Raiders in the first quarter. The Raiders are punting, and T.J. Rushing is returning, and he's running, and he's gone.
He's rushing.
And this should be an easy win for the Colts, right?
A TD for TJ, 90 yards, ties a Colts record for longest punt return. Colts up 10-0, so yes, it should be an easy win.
3 later in the first. Off memory, Tampa had never returned a kickoff for a touchdown.
Michael Spurlock at the 10, he's to the 20, he's to the 25, Spurlock 30, to the 40-yard line. We could see history. 50, 40, to the 30-yard line. Run, Michael, run, Michael, run, Michael, run. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. There you go.
And there he went, 14-3 Spurlock, the first kickoff return for a touchdown in 865 returns for the Buccaneers. It's rather common around the league. 321 kickoff returns for touchdown.
Kyle Orton to Desmond Clark touchdown. And then a bad snap. Oh, boy. Ryan looking like Meg Ryan trying to punt it. Peanut Tillman blocks it. Corey Graham crackers his way in for a touchdown, and it's 28-7. So 2 means the Patriots have to kick off from the 15. And what could happen? Dominic kicks it up the middle. Look at her go. He could go all the way. What a start and finish of his season at opposite ends for Hickson. Member of the Broncos had the collision with Kevin Everett at Buffalo. You know that story week 1. Now here he is, perhaps helping the Giants upset the New England Patriots.
5 yards, but Hester's not done. What Eddie Vedder is to Pearl Jam, Devin Hester is to the Bears. His 4th punt return this year. Rick Upchurch did that in 76. Jack Christensen in 1951. Add his 2 kickoff returns, and no players ever had 6 returns in the same season. Saints and Bears are done.
Folks, but the Browns were hoping it would have gone the other way. It didn't, but here's the game anyway. Josh Cribbs returns the Andy Lee punt, 76 on in. The Browns up 7-0. They did not need
The backup, Quinn Gray, played good quarterback, but you won't see this very often. Andre Davis, final half minute for Houston in the first half, and he could go all the way. 97 yards, Texans lead Jacksonville 21-14. Now, it's the kickoff of the third quarter. And Davis, out of the sun, into the dark. Let me try the middle of the field again. Is this deja vu all over again? You betcha! He does go all the way for the second time in what? Like
less than a minute.
Less than a minute? He's only the 7th player in NFL history to return 2 kickoffs for touchdowns.